Hey guys, welcome to the 28th C programming tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to continue looking at pointers. And the first thing that we're going to do right here is just create a struct called client, and in this struct we're just going to have the client's name, the client's email address, and the client's age. So let's just go ahead right here and create this structure. So the first thing that we need to do is just go above main and write out type def, and then following that we need to write out struct. And then we need to make the body for our structure, and to do that we just need to do two curly braces. And then after the last curly brace is where we're going to want to name our structure. I'm going to go ahead and call it client, and then after the name we just need to put a semicolon. Alright, so like I said, inside of this struct we're just going to store the client's name, the client's email address, and the client's age. And anytime that you're trying to store text in C, you're going to want to do that using a character array. And remember from the last tutorial that an array is the exact same thing as a pointer. So we can just go ahead right here and say car, asterisk, and then name. So here we basically just have a character pointer called name. And this character pointer called name is just going to point to the client's name, or store the address of the client's name. And then we're just going to want to create another character pointer called email to just store the client's email, or store the address of the client's email. And then we just want to go ahead and create a regular old integer called age, and this is obviously going to store the client's age. Alright, so let's just go ahead right here and create a client object. So I'm going to say client C1, and then I'm going to go ahead and set the client's name. And since a character pointer is the exact same thing as a character array, we can just go ahead and set the client's name equal to some text using this double quote right here. So we're just going to go ahead and set it equal to John Doe, and then we're going to go ahead and set the client's email. So same thing, it's a character array, so we can just go ahead and set it equal to some text. I'll set it equal to jdoe@gmail.com. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and set this client's age equal to, I guess, 22. Alright, so this character pointer right here called name basically just stores the address of John Doe in memory. And this character pointer called email just stores the address of jdoe@gmail.com. So let's just say that we wanted to access the client's first initial. So since a pointer is the exact same thing as an array, all we have to do is access the character at the 0 index of this character pointer or array called name. So what we can do right here is just say printf, and we're printing out a single character, the client's first initial, so we're just going to do C. And then we're going to go ahead and first access the client's name, so we're just going to do c1.name. And since a pointer is the exact same thing as an array, we can just access the character at the 0 index of this array or pointer called name. Alright, so when we run this program, we should just get a capital J out onto the screen. Perfect. And obviously if we wanted to access just the O, we could do the character at the index of 1, and we should get just the O. Yep, perfect. Alright, and if we wanted to print out the entire name, we can just do %s, which stands for string. And this character pointer called name just stores the address of where John Doe is located in memory. So if we go ahead and run this, we should just get John Doe out onto the screen. Alright, perfect. Now let's talk a little bit about how strings or character arrays are stored in memory. So let's assume that each character takes up 1 unit of memory. So let's just go ahead and paint right here and draw out this character array called name in memory. So we're going to say the J takes up 1 unit of memory, the O takes up 1 unit of memory, and so on. So John Doe right here. Alright, and every time that your computer is trying to access this string, John Doe, in memory, what it does is it just keeps reading until it hits a certain character. So it's going to read the J, the O, the H, the N, the space, the D, the O, the E, and then after the last character in memory, there is a /0, or it's called the null terminating character. And once your computer hits this character, it just stops reading. So it'll read all of this, and then once it hits this /0, it's just going to stop reading. So actually this character array is 1 character longer than you would think, because it has to store that null terminating character, that /0. So if we were to go back into code blocks right here and put a random /0 somewhere in our string, it's just going to stop reading at that /0. So if we just do \0 right there and we access this client's name, we're just going to get John D out onto our screen, because it's going to read the J, the O, the H, the N, the space, the D, and then it's going to go ahead and hit this null terminating character right here, or the \0, and it's just going to stop reading. So we're going to go ahead and run this, and as you can see, we just get John D out onto the screen because your computer stopped reading once it hit this null terminating character right here. And the same goes for this email. So if we were to just put a random /0 somewhere inside of here and access the client's email, then it's going to go ahead and just stop reading after this G. So the last character then that we're going to see on our screen is just this G right here. So I run this, and yeah, we just get JDO at G. But if I were to remove this /0, we should just get the full email out onto the screen, because it'll only stop when it hits a /0, nothing else. So we run this and we just get jdo@gmail.com. Perfect. So in memory, after every single character array, or every single string, there's a /0 character that just tells your computer to stop reading that character array. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial, so see you guys.